Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. I'm Nigel Croft and it is Thursday the 9th of November. In this video we're going to do the usual what we do for stock videos, and that's look at two UK and two US stocks. In the UK we're going to look at we're going to look at two other retailers. Sainsbury has come out with a trading announcement today and has cut its dividend. A lot of people were buying that stock because of the yield. They've been hammered. The shares are really down. Let's look at the charts there. And Asos, where I must declare I am a shareholder, we're going to have an update on the charts there. We're then going to move into the US. Nvidia, obviously it's been affected by the Broadcom-Qualcomm takeover story. We'll update on the charts there. And Bright Horizons has come out with a secondary, BFAM. They've announced a 360 million secondary, which should price before they open today, and we'll update and see how that affects the charts. Okay, let's look at those charts. So starting with Sainsbury, and you can see that today's move's taken us down below the lows that we saw in August. There was resistance from the downtrend in 20-week moving average, which caused a problem on this weekly. But you can see that there's a pattern, a downtrend pattern that's been created, that's been in situation since the highs of May. This pattern of lower highs and then lower lows, that's been confirmed, and the lower boundary is seen probably towards these supports from June, which are seen round about the 210 to 12 level. Momentum is negative. You can see the RSI well below 50, 36.53. Likewise, the MACD is below 0, although at the moment the short term is still above the longer term, but it'll only take another down move next week for those to be shouting a sell again, with the short term below the longer term. On the daily, you can see that today we've got at the moment an engulfing bearish doji picture, which is negative. All the body of the candle is encompassing all the previous day's body. It shows the negativity on the share. Obviously we're only at midday, so it could bounce up through the afternoon, but I would say that looks doubtful, and really further downside should be expected. The moving averages are moving down. You can see that the 20 is going to cross the 50 in a downward direction. That's going to be a bear cross. That's going to happen in maybe 2 or 3 days. And from the RSI, you can see the negative momentum, 31.16. And at the moment, there's no sign of any non-confirmation there. The RSI is at a low. And that's confirmed from the MACD, where the short term has gone below 0, and so is the long term, and they're tracking downwards, indicating negative momentum. 4 hour, a similar picture. Here you can see we've had bearish crosses, 20 crossing 50, 20 crossing 200. That 20 caused the resistance this morning on the small rally that we had. Again, we've got an engulfing body picture, and further downside should be expected. RSI perhaps showing a non-confirmation, but it's still in very low ground, 24.98. Slightly, it went very oversold. It went down to actually round about 13, 14, so it bounced up. We haven't gone as low, but it's just a sign of negative momentum. But keep your eye on that non-confirmation, although at the moment I'm not taking it seriously because it's early days. And again, the MACD are negative. Okay, moving on to Asos. Here you can see that we did break the previous uptrend, but now I would say it's starting to look like it's a flag, and we've gone back above the moving averages. The 20-week will start to turn round and could see us breaking the resistance seen at about 60.40, 60.45. It was positive that the support of the 50-week held. Momentum wise, we're tracking sideways, but we are above 50, 52.25. That needs to perk up if we are to see a break of the resistance. Likewise, the MACD are just tracking sideways round about the 0 level, and they do need to perk up on this weekly chart. On the daily, you can see, I'll need to confirm whilst you're here, whether we had a break. The high there was 6057.3, and then on the 6th of November it was 6059. So we did get a break of that downtrend, which is good. So that's a positive aspect. We've come back to the support of the moving averages. You can see all the moving averages are starting to turn back up, and you can see that they are all very close together. As you know, this is a very positive sign. If we can hold up this 20-day in 4 to 5 days, we'll move back up through the 50 and the 200, and that could give what I call a trampoline effect, which could see us break the resistance levels and actually move up towards this 6400 level again. So keep your eye on these moving averages. Momentum is picking up. You can see it's in a shallow uptrend, and it's back above 50, 54.12. Likewise, the MACD, the short term is above 0, 21.8. Longer term is below 11.97, but they are diverging to the upside, so that's showing that the positive momentum is increasing. And on the shorter term, because of the range trading we've been doing, it's a bit higgledy-piggledy up and down on this chart. Nothing really to say that hasn't been said on the daily. Momentum starting to lose a bit of momentum, so that needs to pick up in the short term. Okay, moving over to the States, Nvidia, and obviously on this long-term chart you can see it's had an amazing run, slightly overextended I'd say from the moving average, but you just stay, the trend is your friend, and you stay with a run like this. On the daily, again, I would say very much like the video that I've done on the S&P today, the 20-day moving average is the key, and you stay with long position until that's broken. That's presently down at 201.17. RSI still showing positive momentum. It did reach a high on yesterday's high on the RSI, so that's good. There's been no non-confirmation. MACD, again, they're narrowing the differential between the short and the long, but still showing positive momentum. And the 4 hour, again, moving up above the moving averages, so you stay with it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Again, and not showing a non-confirmation, even though the RSI has come back now. At the high, it was at a high. MACD are starting to roll. So Nvidia, stay with it until the 20-day is breached. Moving on to the last stock today, Bright Horizons Family Solutions, BFAM. As I said, they've announced a secondary 360 million. Chart technically here on the weekly, you can see it's all very positive. We had a flag to the downside which was broken. We've had a nice move up, perhaps slightly overextended from the moving averages, but there's very solid upside momentum. And on the daily, you can see that we did leave a gap. The key level to watch on this is probably 88.1. So see where that pricing is. It's likely to be around there. If it's below 88, then I would suggest that we may pull back to the 20-day 86.61. But if we price above 88, that won't affect that gap, and we could then keep moving upwards. So let's wait to see where the pricing is. As I said, the key determinant is that I would say was that 88 level. RSI is indicative of positive momentum. It's at 75.38. It didn't reach a high, or it hasn't reached a high yet. So keep an eye on it. We could be getting a non-confirmation if we start to slip. The MACD are positive. And finally, looking at the short term, the 4 hour, well, here you can see that 88 level, and then the support below there at the 20 from this 4 hour, which is 87.66, and then the 50, 86.22. Again, we have had here a confirmation of a confirmation of a non-confirmation on the RSI, indicative that we're losing momentum, so be aware of that. So that's been TA for traders. I know on these stock videos I go very quickly, and I might talk too fast for some of you out there. You can always rewind if for instance you're very interested in what I said on Nvidia. You can always rewind and listen to it again, and hopefully it will make sense. If you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. You then get email updates when I come out with my videos. I try and do them 3 or 4 days a week. I don't just cover single stocks. I do FX markets, commodity markets, and I look at equity indices as well. All the videos are my opinions, and I'm putting them on YouTube for educational purposes. They're not meant as an investment recommendation. I'll be showing you a disclaimer in a couple of seconds. Please do read it. Thank you.